Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I decided to start a series called Learning MMA because I'm just surprised at the amount of people out there that just don't have a base knowledge on combat sports whatsoever. And hopefully with me making this series, we could all have, smarter conversations whenever it does come to the sport of MMA, which is something that I would definitely like to pretty much upgrade in the MMA community because in my honest opinion, we're not having the smartest conversations in the sport of MMA, and I would like to change that. Even if I could just change it by 1%, I would be doing my job as someone who knows the sport to a higher degree compared to other people. Now, let's go ahead and break down this clip because I think that in today's video, which the topic is feints, we're going to be talking about Joel Romero, which I think is one of the best fighters in MMA whenever he was in his prime at setting up offensive schemes whenever he was looking to control his opponent's base. Now, we're going to go ahead and watch this entire clip, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So let's go ahead and watch this whole way through. So punching to the thigh, making his opponent reposition, punching to the thigh again. Another one, breaking his opponent's base. High guard, making Luke Rockhold reposition. Another one. Another one. Wow. Really, really good stuff by Joel Romero. So in this clip, we're pretty much seeing Joel Romero making his opponents reposition. Whenever you make your opponents reposition like this, they have to take a step back. They have to be, defensively responsible. And that's what Joel Romero is betting on, that his opponents are being defensively responsible by taking a step back. As you notice here, his opponent is forced to reposition. Whenever they are in this position, they cannot be in work ready mode. They are not in position to land counters. They are not in position to defend themselves properly because they have this repositioning here. Now, it's not just about keeping your hands up. As we all know, how many times have you guys ever gone to sparring class and you hear your coach telling you hands up, as it's like the ultimate form of defense? I'm here to tell you guys that it's not. It's really not. It's not just keeping your hands up. It's also, having your legs in place to defend yourself properly. So it's not just the upright form of your frame, but it's also what's going down below. Everything waist below is very important as well. And because his opponent here is compromised, that leads a really, really good opportunity for Joel Romero to land his own offensive scheme. Now, there's another one where he's making his opponent reposition. Right here, making his opponent break his base. You guys see here that his opponent is crouched down. So see how he's open for a freaking overhand? That's how you land a freaking crazy overhand. You break your opponent's base right here. His hands are technically up. But if Joel Romero wanted, here's a great opportunity to land an overhand. Obviously, he's not going to land it, but there's a great opportunity for that. We see fighters like Gennady Golovkin do that. Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, Canelo Alvarez, fighters that are pretty much really, really good at breaking their opponent's base to go and land it back upstairs. So here's another great tip. Joel Romero has a high guard and he's catching the jab. A lot of people say that in the sport of MMA, it's pretty much impossible to have really, really good jab defense. Well, Joel Romero was one of those fighters that was really good at defending against the jab. Here is pretty freaking evident of one of them. Joel Romero catches a jab once, catches a jab twice, parries, goes for a feint, and makes his opponent reposition. That buys him time, and it looks like Joel Romero's in control. Technically, he is, because he's controlling what Luke Rockhold is doing. He's pretty much controlling his entire movement. Another feint, and then here is where it gets dangerous. That little step back, this is a very dangerous position to be in any combat sport. Do you guys think that Luke Rockhold could defend himself being in this position here? Like, don't just look at the arms, look at the feet. In this position here, Joel Romero could literally take a step forward and Luke Rockhold would not be in position to defend himself. He would not be in position to check a kick. He would not be in position to land any counters because his form is completely freaking compromised. Let's continue. Another one, making Luke Rockhold repositioning. And again, Luke Rockhold has that very bad habit of just bringing his feet together. And that is a very dangerous position to be in any freaking combat sport. Doesn't matter if it's boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA, Lethway, whatever you guys want to talk about, any combat sport, this is a very dangerous position to be in. Here is where things go completely south for Luke Rockhold. So there's a feint there. Obviously, people are going to be saying, "Oh, that's a feint, single leg," which yes, it is. But the objective for Joel Romero is not to freaking feint a single leg. I mean, technically, yes, you would be right, but the complete freaking objective is to make Luke Rockhold break his base. He breaks his base here, takes a complete freaking step back. Look how much space there is, and look at how much insurance Luke Rockhold is losing. He lost all this space. There is literally no room for him to go. He has to make a decision. Either he takes one step back and freaking bets on winning a 50-50 exchange, or he has to go left or he has to go right. Those are his only options. Right now, who has to center the ring? Who has to center the octagon? Joel Romero. This is why macro positioning is so freaking important, and why nobody I've ever heard in the sport of MMA has ever talked about this. Because of this, Joel Romero is freaking pushing forward, and he has momentum now. Just because of that feint. That feint that made Luke Rockhold reposition and freaking lose a lot of insurance and a lot of freaking space in the octagon made Joel Romero gain a lot of momentum in this fight. And he found a freaking exchange in the 50-50 that landed against Luke Rockhold. And that was what got him this knockdown. It's really incredible what feints could do, how feints can be powerful, and understanding feints whenever you do see one could definitely, help you with, understanding the sport a little bit more. Even for people out there that have YouTube channels, it could definitely help you with pretty much understanding how a fight could potentially go down. Because if you see good things, from good fighters, from a positional standpoint, that you can create pretty good arguments as to who's going to win, a fight before it even happens. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. Breaking your opponent's base through a feint, gaining a little bit of momentum could be very beneficial, especially in a very big matchup. So, in my opinion, feints are really important. You're able to control your opponent's body language a lot more without really committing to any strikes. And it's not just with, faking single leg or doing any of that. Like, there's other ways to pretty much feint your opponent into making them go into a compromised position. We are going to go over a lot more examples of that if you guys would like. I would love to break down some of those videos, because I think that having a decent IQ could be very beneficial for everybody out there, especially if you do combat sports or if you just watch the sport. If you guys want to have a deeper, more profound knowledge on combat sports, I would love to break down more film, and I would love to reach some of the recommendations that you guys have, But as always, it's a pleasure. Subscribe to the channel. Peace out and have a good one.